Every nigga is a star. Who will remind that you admire? Every nigga is a star. Every nigga's a star. Every nigga's a star. Every nigga's a star. Every nigga's a star.
Bill collectors at my door. What can you do for me? Hey, no romance without finance. No romance without finance. Boy, nothing in life is free. That's why I'm asking you, what can you do for me? I've got responsibilities. So I'm looking for a man who's got money in his hands. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Come on. You've got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You've got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. Ashe. It's been a while, friends, but welcome back to episode 5, I believe,
Ooh,
right?
Yes.
Episode 5 of Nobody Asked Me But. And all right. And I want to welcome back my friends, my lovely friends, BigDawgTash.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah, I'm eating it up.
Like a wolf. I like a wolf noise. And my good friend...
Hello, let's get past this part.
T.S.
I get nervous with attention, everyone.
It's fine. Happens to the best of us. It's been a couple of weeks since you guys have seen us. Well, for the listeners out there, it's only been 1 week. But for us to see each other, it's been a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. T.S. and I and our mom went to Essence Fest.
Girls trip.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking awesome. It was hot as all get out, 110 during the day, 108 in the Ubers, and lots of traffic walking to convention centers. But the concerts were fantastic. I saw Cynthia Erivo, and she gave me a giant hug, and then I had to pull over in the hot dog stand and wipe my face because I was crying. I'm not going to talk about the bad performances that I literally laughed out loud about because I just can't even fathom it. Maybe on another day in another episode. But Mary J. Blige murdered it. Missy Elliott murdered it. Murked it. We got to experience the closing with Frankie Beverly and Maze with a sea of people in white doing the electric slide. It was a really great Black experience. And I hope to be back.
So fun being Black.
It is so much. It's the best.
Nothing better.
Don't want to be anything else.
I'm having a blast being Black.
Yeah, when they...
That was a tongue twister.
When God takes me, whenever it's my time, I hope he sends me back as a black something. A black cat, a black little spider, a black, maybe not a bug, but a black something. Black dog, something, make sure.
Oh, boy.
Make sure I'm black, no matter what. Couple of announcements. For those of you that have been tuning into Tributaries, I've been having a little bit of technical difficulties, and I'm still working out all the kinks and bruises and bumps and bruises of that. So I appreciate your patience as you bear with me as I try and navigate that space. So hopefully I will be not only recording, probably this Friday, if I can make it, but the past Tributaries will be up on IGTV when I can figure it out. So I will announce when they're finally up, but I just want to keep you posted. Also, pretty soon we're going to be announcing a launch party and also merch. So once I get those things rolling, I will let you know again. I like to tell people ahead of time.
I'm excited for you. Merch.
Thank
you made it when you got some merch.
You have to pay for the merch to be made. So, I mean... But I think it's nice to have. I think it's something to put in. All right. So, my phone's on loud. And that's not the only thing that's on loud.
Telling on yourself.
Sorry. All right. So let's get into the Jet Beauty of the week.
Dynamite! Boom, boom, dynamite! Our team is boom, dynamite! Boom, boom, dynamite! Our team is tick, 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 tick. Hold up, wait a minute, let me put some booty in it. Boom!
Amazing.
You're welcome, everyone. All right.
Isn't that a gift? We're a gift.
You're welcome.
So Jet Beauty of the week goes to two people. Over the weekend, I was DJing at Martine's Dream in Brooklyn in Bed-Stuy, and it's a really cute shop. It's a Black-owned. The Black lady is in there. She makes all of the clothes that she sells. It's clothes, pillows, blankets, jewelry,
artwork,
jewelry, hardware, and my longtime childhood friend Anya and her company Kit & Kin, the other Jet Beauty of the Week, were passing out little jerk chicken bites with pickled cabbage, and her boyfriend was having a Spaceship George, better known as Quasi, was having a pop shop there with all of his artwork, so people were able to buy prints and T-shirts, and so it was a really fun time all around. I DJ'd all Saturday and Sunday afternoon into the evenings, and it was a wonderful time. So if you're ever around in Bed-Stuy and you need some really cool summer clothing or African print clothing, and you want to, of course, support a Black women business, by all means, visit Martine's Dream. I'm going to leave her address and website and Instagram in the description box. And also shout out to Kit & Kin. Kit & Kin is Anya and Alana. They've been our neighbors for...
Ariana, everyone.
The whole family. The whole Peters family. I think Anya because Anya is the one, but it's literally Mrs. Peters, Mr. Peters, Alana, Anya, Ariana, and now the baby too, and then their partners. Mm-hmm. So, everyone's involved. They specialize in West Indian food, as they are Trinidadian and Jamaican. And we hosts here are of the diaspora ourselves, and so we always like to big up a Black West Indian women business, and they are out here cooking it up, having pop-up parties across Brooklyn. Big up Trinity Boston! Wagwan! That's the best I can do. I'm working on it. So if you're of the diaspora, it takes time. They didn't leave me with it. The diaspora is Africa. Yes. What I mean is the islands in between.
The islands.
If anyone remembers the slave trade, a really quick history lesson is what happened.
All right. Okay.
Another day. Okay. Don't do it in front of company. All right. So, shout out to Kit & Kin and Martine's Dream. You are Jet Beauty of the Week. All right, and we're going to take a break. This episode of Nobody Asked Me But is brought to you by So Music Entertainment. If you're looking for a professional recording studio to record your music projects, podcasts, voiceovers, or whatever your audio needs are, for a reasonable price, look no further. Visit SoMusicEnt.com. That's SoMusicEnt.com for more details. You can also follow them at SoMusicEnt, which is SoMusicEnt on Twitter and Instagram for a free consultation. And a special shout out to Mr. Ash, the engineer who mixed and edited our podcast today. And you can follow him at Mr. Ash X, which is MRASHX. They have some of the best engineers here at Soul Recording Studios, so don't wait any longer to make your dream project a reality. Visit SoMusicEnt.com or call 929-900-6044 now. And let's get back to our show.
Is your child now running a prostitution ring in your basement after having been caught kissing under the bleachers? Are you losing sleep because your child has recently discovered Golden Girls and the thought of him, her, or them turning into Blanche is too much to bear? In an attempt to protect your child, are you trying to find a tower to lock them into, but the rent is too damn high?
Let's give them something to talk about. How about love? Love, good. How can dig it?
All right. So, nobody asked me, but talk to your kids. So, full disclaimer, I have been working with kids for, I'd say, about
Full disclaimer.
5
I'm
years.
sorry, I can't let it go because it's full disclosure and a disclaimer. You said full disclaimer.
Well,
I'm so sorry. Okay, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
I also said,
No, don't do it, Elsie. Don't do it.
I have to.
No, let it go.
We've
We're
crossed
here
it.
every 5 minutes. Let's keep it here.
All right.
Let it go.
I said something terrible on the trip. I have to say, it was wrong. I'm going to tell you after the show. Okay. Full disclosure.
Amen.
Amen. For my disclaimer, I came across this story about this child whose parents took him out of day camp because he was dating somebody. The students has been asked to leave or has been pulled out. Their parents pulled them out because he was apparently engaging in a dating situation.
Engaging in a dating. How terrible.
How terrible. He was engaging in dating. Girl, he was dating somebody his age, and it was
At
too
day
much.
camp.
At day camp.
Not sleepaway camp.
Not
day
sleepaway
camp.
At day camp. And so, obviously, I am not a mother, but I am a teacher, so I spend a lot of time with children, and I just oftentimes ask myself, what is the big deal about some of the things that a lot of parents choose to be so adamant about? And I am confused about the fact that you want your children to be functioning adults that can contribute to society, contribute to conversations, contribute to their communities, but you have a really hard time being transparent with them about the adult things they're going to face.
You're protecting them when you are putting them in more danger because they're going to go seek out what you're not telling them anyway. And it's better you tell them and let them experience certain things, not saying that they should go out and experience everything, but they are going to go experience one way or another, and it may be worse outside them going out and doing it versus under your control and supervision and, protection.
Now, no one's saying do cocaine with your kids.
No.
Drink with them. Smoke with them. Let them...
But explain to them that these things do exist.
Happen. Don't, no one's wanting you to be the mom from Mean Girls. I'm the cool mom in this tacky velour suit. I don't...
I feel judged.
we don't... We've all had a pink velour suit. I had one.
It's kind of my movie.
Come on, kids.
I put your cutout... That's me. I put out your cutout shorts for you. But, I just think that parents really need to just relax and think of a few things. One, instead of having outside sources influence your children, raise your children, give your children the knowledge, why not just talk to them? Why not just talk to them? Is it that your parents didn't talk to you?
I know my mom told us everything, even stuff we didn't want to know.
How old were you guys?
When we learned about the proverbial birds and bees, when we learned about sex, we were young. Like, we were 7, 8 years old.
I was exactly. Yeah. We were 7, and Mommy sat us down in a room.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're gonna have a talk.
Yeah, it was 9 for me.
I was 7.
7 for her.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, at 10, I'm a full-grown woman. I'm out here.
Ditto.
I'm out here, Mom.
But that talk helped. I really feel like, and at that age, you would think it's like
my mom explained what having your period was. Not that not that I really understood then, but of course it helped because I'm not oblivious to.
Right. Also, it builds a rapport. Like, now you understand, okay, these are important things that we can talk about, and now I have someone who I know I can come to talk about it.
Did you think that now, Mom, T.S. and I are, attached to our mother's teat. But did you...
Well...
Did you... Both of us are.
That's best to differ.
But do you think that changed or enhanced or helped the relationship you had with your mom because she at least started the conversation with you?
I'm still here, Arna.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It helps.
It helps.
It helps. It's when you have that foundation of I'm talking to you about something that's very explicit, very uncomfortable. What else? What else can't I talk to you about? You know?
Absolutely.
She just told me about a P and a V. You know?
That's it.
Now I can talk to you about anything. You know?
Yeah, and it's like that stuff is scary because, you know, people, parents, religion, all the sources from the world
Religion is a big thing, though.
are like, oh my God, don't talk about anything like that. Why? And it's like, guys,
Right.
you gotta talk to your kids.
How do you think these thousands of millions of billions of people got on this earth?
Yeah.
It wasn't magic.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. They didn't just push a button and do a secret world of Alex Mack and just appear here. Like, you know,
Throwback.
it's a good show. I
love
miss
that
it.
show when they turn the slime.
I missed it. I missed it so much. I don't get it.
A
but-
tangent. A tangent. I don't quite get it.
But I miss it. But, like, it just isn't feasible for you to think that, especially at 14. Now, let's go back. I can be very honest and open that at 13...
I wish you wouldn't. I wish you wouldn't.
I'm just saying that at 13, I was definitely interested in boys. I was definitely like, okay.
At 10, I'm sure we were interested.
Yeah,
If I had to date back to my first real quote-unquote boyfriend, it's back in preschool because I was like, you cute, Christopher, and so you need to be with me, and that's it. And we can go on. You need to be with me, Christopher. And that's it. And that's absolutely
That's
it.
on some Rasputin stuff.
Give me a lunch. Yeah.
And if you
Got a
want, and if you're
girlfriend,
trying to, you know, man, yeah. And if you're trying to get, you know, I'm trying to see what them chapped lips do. Meet me behind the cardboard. You know, if we're talking technicalities, right? Fine.
Of course.
But, you know, if we're talking about realistically speaking, it was about middle school when I started to date, quote unquote. And it's just like, that's what kids do. Kids like each other. They kiss. They're exploring their own bodies. Now, the conversation that needs to be had is, we're not so much annoyed at you that you're dating somebody, but maybe don't touch their butt or touch their boobs or touch their other private parts out in public. Maybe don't do that. Maybe, you know, have a little bit of decorum. You don't have to show everybody that you're in something. Terrence tells me all the time, good news is still good news if we don't share it. So, you know, I remember I was working at the middle school. I was working at the middle school, and they were people in the lunch line. And it's 8th grade. So I'm sitting in 8th grade lunch. This is that same 8th grade lunch that a fight broke out and I didn't do nothing. I sat there and watched because I was like, ooh, this is interesting.
World star.
But, I didn't do that. That's sued. But anyway, I'm looking at the lunch line and there is this guy and this little couple. And when I tell you, she is standing on the line and the look on her face is like, yeah, I got my nigga, and so what? Which is like, oof, okay. And he just has his arm right around her and he's like, literally squeezing her boob right in broad cafeteria daylight. Now, for me, that's a bit much.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bit much.
At 31, it's a bit much.
Yeah, at 31. At 31.
And that's what I like to hear.
You know,
Don't get too close.
yeah, back up. Like, we don't need to be tonguing each other down, whipping things out, doing things crazy for the world. It doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah, we get it. You're together.
Yeah.
We see you.
But all that takes is a conversation. That's it. Now, if they continue to do it, you give them warnings, and it just is getting to be a point where it's just disrespectful. Okay, maybe still have a conversation about it, but that's where the discipline comes in. Taking somebody out because they simply like somebody and they're holding hands and I'm not saying that's what happened to this particular person, but it just seems real extreme to now.
Like what happens when they're in regular school? You're gonna pull them out of school and put them in a different school because they're gonna find somebody else in the new school that they're gonna like too. We're gonna pull them out of that school and put them in a new school. You're gonna put them in an all-boys school for them to like boys if you don't want them to like boys, and it's gonna push them in a like you're pushing your kids to like extremes.
Yeah.
For no reason.
For no
They're going to
reason.
grow up and do what they're going to do anyway.
Not because they're going to do what they want to do mentally because they're just stubborn human beings, but like hormones are
and
real
you're gonna
things.
and like you're going to push them to want to do it more because you know,
That's just human nature.
Yeah, it's like
they're going to be curious regardless.
Yes, people
so
like
whatever's
who they
gonna happen,
like.
is
However,
going to happen regardless.
however anybody feels attraction, when you physically feel attraction, that is not anything that can be hindered or helped or whatever. Does it need to be talked about so that you can understand what's happening? Absolutely. But when you have these kind of extreme punishments for things that are happening for a natural purpose, it just causes a lot of unnecessary trauma that could have otherwise been prevented had you had a conversation. Which brings me to my next point is I don't want to have kids that are not interested in being in relationship or in rapport with me. If I can't talk to you, if I can't be around you, if I don't feel comfortable telling you about...
I know it's a black people thing where a lot of people feel like kids need to stay in a kid's place and you don't need to be talking to me and...
You need to be seen and not heard.
Yeah, and that's
like,
really detrimental to us.
Yeah, because we need to be able to have voices with our parents so that we can at least feel like we have a voice outside.
Here was like, be seen and not heard, but I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
For us,
My mother used to call it active listening. She like, just put an ear out and you can ask me later on what happened.
We can talk about it.
Okay.
And we can break it down. And it's just like, the active listening is a wonderful thing. And it's a great tool.
Please implement that with your kids, y'all.
Yeah.
About anything. Money problems, when your family's having money problems, or your cousin done stole this, or this, or all of that stuff. Tell your kid to keep a watchful ear, and then y'all talk about it and discuss.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Watchful ear.
A watchful ear.
Put that eye in that ear.
Yeah. Put that eye in that ear.
Wow. A fourth or fifth eye? Because you have two ears?
There it is. You're welcome, y'all. Anyway, sorry.
Words of wisdom.
Third eye in the center, fourth and fifth in the ears. Songs to the key of life.
Solidify that one.
Okay? Write it down. But also don't copyright it because it's ours. So
yeah, that's something that people should definitely...
You have to, you can't possibly think that they're going to be like, hey, Mom, I got chlamydia. When you haven't been talking to them, preparing them, letting them know what's happening.
They suffer in silence.
Oh, my gosh. Can you guys imagine how many kids really suffer in silence? Just the matter of a conversation would have kept children from having such a hard time.
And a lot of them are emotionally and mentally struggling because we won't talk to them. They have a lot of things to say. They're thinking about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that they're experiencing that are confusing. They're confusing. If someone would have mentioned where holes are supposed to go, where things are supposed to go, people would understand it. I'm not saying that from my own personal experience. I'm just saying in general that, if I had known that it's like, okay, well, maybe don't wear this to this date. Or maybe, okay, if he says XYZ or if he does XYZ, that means this, 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 and this. Or be cautious of blah, blah, blah. All those points, all those little things that you get from a racist guidance counselor that has
you get from your little friends that you're sitting here and your friend got it from his Uncle Ray Ray. Okay.
Uncle Ray Ray.
Everybody got Uncle Ray Ray.
Uncle Ray Ray.
That's
we don't have
where
an
you
uncle.
got
I
it
think we have
from.
a cousin named Uncle Ray Ray.
Everybody got a Ray Ray in the family.
But it's like...
You learn from other places that aren't quite as, positive.
From BET Uncut,
Yeah.
you don't learn it.
Feasible.
Yeah.
And listen, we were allowed to watch BET Uncut, but our mom was sitting there and she was kind of like,
That's not something you should be doing. You see that right there? Okay. Slow down.
Now, we were blessed with a mother that would literally walk us through, as we were saying before, everything. And she would be, and even she was still protective to a point. So
Absolutely.
She would have
Turn this off. You
turn
can't
this
listen
off,
to that. That
or
has
maybe
curse
not
words.
this,
I can't get that.
Maybe not on Sundays. You can buy the 50 Cent album, but it's going to be the clean version.
Right.
And it's like, Mom, I'm in high school. I think we need to update it a little.
Please. I've heard verses.
But, right, we're all here. But, it takes them a second. And I also think a lot of it is, when parents, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, because, again, I ain't got none yet, but you are the reigning queen mother with 3. So when they're small like that, it's like, wow, I just want them to stay small and cute forever, and they're so young, and I don't want to taint their little minds or take away their innocence of their, as you know, because children, especially black children, don't have the opportunity of being innocent. As soon as they get to be a certain age, they're like adults, and that's not the same way for
adults already. So.
Right, and it's like that, and you know, other cultures and races don't always have that same experience as far as being seen as an adult at 10. I definitely know what it's like to be catcalled at 10, and it's just like,
what do I do with this?
What do I do with this information? And I lost my train of thought.
I do that all the time.
And I lost my train of thought.
Talking about the kids.
Talking about the kids, yes. Sorry. So, yes, the kids, it just can't be one-sided. You have to start. 9, 10.
Valid. That's a point, too. You have to start. You have to start.
Start talking to them and just figure out. And I mean,
I feel like men have a hard time talking to their kids. I feel like they have a hard time starting.
Why?
I don't know why. Why do you guys think?
Honestly, well, my husband doesn't have a hard time saying nothing, so.
I like that.
I don't know. I don't have that particular issue. Because, I mean, my kids, for me, I started already talking to my daughter about, like, having a period. Like, when I get my period, I explain to her, this is what this is or whatever. Because my mom did that for me. Yeah. And, of course, like, I was, like, maybe 7 when she explained to me, and a few years later, I get my period. So I wasn't completely shocked. I was like, damn it, I got my period.
Yeah.
Now I'm a woman.
Damn it, she's been talking about this for years.
For years, right? And now it's happened. It wasn't a shock to me. It was like, okay, I've gotten my period. Now I can't go swimming with my cousins.
Blows.
But also, speaking off of that, it's like, once we were able to talk about it with your parents or be transparent about it, then you can get comfortable with it when it's happening to you.
Absolutely.
If you don't fucking know that blood comes out of your vagina, people know about their periods. But if you don't realize what that shit is there for, it's a shock. I'm telling you, when that shit first happened, I was like, what the hell's going on here? And it just, it gets into this, oh my God, all these things, this is crazy.
Yeah, you had a whole ordeal with yours.
And then, like, little boys at that age are also ridiculous. You got people finding your pad in your book bag and throwing it out in the garbage. And you're like, I can't believe what I'm doing.
Little boys really need to be talked to. And that's why I'm saying.
That's the problem right there. We put so much on girls and almost nothing on the boys and expect the boys
to just know or just to, or not even. And so I think.
And we blame the girls for things that happen to them when we should be teaching the boys to respect the girls.
Absolutely.
The same way. And I think what happens with grown men is that same cycle of no one really explained to them how this shit works. Every one of us have had a weird experience with how a boy would come up to try and talk to us. A certain gentleman that we went to school with one day came up to me and asked me just straight, clear as day, like, oh, yeah, you look real cute. Do you want to give me head? That was the sentence. That was the sentence from start to finish. The subject, the predicate, and...
Because his Uncle Ray Ray, I'm telling y'all about that Uncle Ray Ray, had a traumatic event happen when he was 16. Never had no wife, didn't have nobody talk to him, is now telling his little nephew, go out there and tell them, and I told this little guy to come and suck on me. And then look what happens. Now this poor young girl is like shot and RuPaul. Okay. I'm in 6th grade and someone just said to you, excuse me.
I don't do that. What is that?
I had a story, but it wasn't that extreme. Holy moly.
Yeah, no.
I just had, like, somebody who liked me was like, yeah, how do bras get dirty? I'm like, whoa.
How do jockstraps get dirty, my G? You know y'all niggas don't wash properly down there. What kind of fucking
bras get dirty?
I can't tell you how many times someone came up to me and was like, are your breasts real? Do you have implants? And it's like, I'm 10.
Somebody referred to me as the girl with the big breasts. Like, I'm like, no, I have a name and I am somebody.
I have a name and I am somebody.
Big
I am someone. I am somebody. I have a name. I'm not an animal. I'm not an animal.
That big breasted girl
I am
over there.
not a piece of meat. I am somebody. My somebody's name is BigDawgTash. At any rate, boys get to do and say what they want, and they're out here, and then y'all be mad when shit happens. It's like if someone would just first talk to Uncle Ray Ray.
Also,
And then
I keep saying Ray Ray. You know I have a Ray Ray in my life. Ray Ray, I love you. I ain't talking about you. Okay? Also, with not talking to your kids, it's sometimes beyond bodily sexual things. Sometimes it's like you can't talk to your teacher like that. Like having that conversation of you have to respect your elders.
period.
And then you don't teach your child, and your child goes outside and gets punched in the head because you ain't tell him or her they shouldn't be acting like that. Why don't y'all talk to y'all goddamn kids? So I don't have to curse her little ass out.
Right.
I know my kids will do certain things in here, and I'm like, I hope you don't go to school
Don't
and
do that.
He's like, then they'll be like, no. Like, they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, you think I'm really going to go to school and do that?
Thank
And
you.
it's like, okay, good.
least-
Whenever
at least
they
I'm-
give you that look of like, do you think I'm crazy? It's like, okay, wait, I can go get my nails done. I'm doing a good job as a mom.
Aw, can't wait to have that feeling.
Yeah, it's like I'm doing the right thing. Great. And it's just like, I that's things like that. Those thoughts like almost keep me up at night. Like, am I going, when the time happens for me,
Yeah.
am I going to be a good mother that isn't overbearing, but isn't too nosy, but then also isn't, you
It's
know.
about finding your rhythm with your
Of course. And which is a whole nother episode. But the point that I'm making is that I get that parents are kind of like, what do I do with this slippery ass thing that just came out of my body that cries all day? But at the same time, it's like, you've lived, you've been here X amount of years. You know what's up. It's not like liquor has just been invented. It's not like drugs have just been invented. It's not like sex is, again, how did we all get here? It's not like authority members are getting any less mean. It's not like, you know, you don't have to pay rent. It's not like you don't have to pay taxes. What's with me and the rent today? It's not like, you know, these things haven't been happening for centuries. Y'all have been here before. And the whole point of you being parents is for you to tell us what's up.
You lived your life, and then you become a parent, and all of a sudden you're a prude, and everything is. It didn't happen that way. We can't talk about that. You know.
Kids are not dumb. They're just curious.
Yeah.
And so, in their curiosity, like all of us, they stumble and they sometimes make not the best mistakes, you know. But that doesn't make them derelicts of society. Talk to them, figure it out so that they can have an understanding so that they're not out here making dumb decisions or whatever have you.
I want to shout out to good parents. Let's clap it up.
Shout out to good parents. Shout out to the parents that are trying.
Yeah, doing
Shout
your
out to the
best.
parents that are trying.
Absolutely. We can't leave you guys out.
At all.
And, you know, for us, it seems weird. I think it's because we don't have kids. We don't quite know. But,
Of course.
You know, we were watching Ayanna, and I couldn't believe that family had no idea what that little girl was going through. And it was like, it literally was a conversation of what's going on. Like, she was acting out so bad that I was confused. Like, that would be a chance for me to be like, okay, baby, we need to have a conversation. Like, you know, you ran over your grandma with the car. What's going on? What are you upset about? And
you stole everyone's credit card. You did all this other crazy shit.
yeah, I think people don't realize how hard it is. Because I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I would talk to my kid. But there's a lot of people who are.
And when I tell you
not.
that family was like, this has something to do with us. And it's like.
Oblivious.
Literally oblivious. And it's like, girl, y'all were on drugs. You were selling it. And everyone was aware of it. And to the point where it's like, yeah, no, our house is the drug house. But our kid's weird. What's going on with her?
Yeah, why is she? Yeah.
She's a meanie, man.
Yeah.
I'm really tired of her fucking attitude.
And then it was just a conversation for them to all feel better. For them to all understand. Like, oh, okay. I
That makes
understand why you've been
sense
upset. Thank you for your apology. Thank you for that's it.
I'd be wondering what happens in other places that aren't around here. So, well, all right. So I think that wraps up today's discussion. Talk to your kids. You know, once you get into your rhythm of like getting them to stop, you know, throwing their shit against the wall. You know, actually, real quick before we end this conversation. talk to your kids. You need to talk to your kids because you need to talk to your kids. T.S. likes to draw on herself with my pens, and I'm not.
I won't waste it.
Yes, you will, and I need it.
No one lets me do what I want.
T.S., you did it with my favorite color, and it literally
All right,
dried out.
go ahead. All right, don't embarrass me.
I'm sorry. So,
Lost your train of thought.
of course.
We can't have edible shows anymore.
Up to the sky. It's another good song. I almost had it.
Talk to your kids.
I hope this goes into the bloopers part. Put this in the bloopers. Oh. You niggas need to take the time out of your busy schedule looking at your phone and upgrading your ThoughtBot pics to talk to your children about basic, general public health and cleanliness.
Hallelujah.
Now, my bedroom's a fucking mess. It's because I got a lot going on, I'll be honest. And also, it takes a lot of my brain to clean my room. But I'm going to tell you what the fuck I'm not doing. I'm not going out to the grocery store where there's tons of chemicals and shit all over them vegetables and putting them directly into my mouth. And then I'm definitely not putting it on the internet because I can't balance. And because it's frowned upon.
Balance?
I can't balance trying to stuff a fucking cucumber down my throat and then do a selfie at the same time.
People really do that in the store?
I'm trying to concentrate. But anyway.
Who raised y'all? Cucumber challenge.
Because there's no way that your mother allowed you to come.
You've done some pretty saucy things.
But I haven't put my mouth on the cucumbers.
No, you haven't. But that's what the kids are into these days.
But that's what I'm saying. Have conversations with people like, okay.
So things like that don't happen.
Yeah, so that things like that don't happen. So you're not opening a ice cream and licking it, putting it back when you had the flu and going out. You need to talk to...
Guys, I don't know if that's a parent fault. That sounds like, that just sounds like kids being foolish. No?
I don't know.
I mean, I would never lick
the ice cream thing, yes. It sounds like kids being stupid and foolish. The cucumber thing,
that's your mama wasn't talking to you.
No,
she didn't tell you not to suck on vegetables.
That's some attention seeking right there.
Yeah,
that's
for real.
Some severe.
Because I even think with the ice cream, it's like, why not just buy it? Like.
It's we are in the age of attention
Okay,
because they were recording. It's one thing to do it and put it back, and you're the only one that knows you did it. But you did it and had somebody record you do it, and you put it all over the internet so people could see that you did it and have other people do the same thing.
Now,
we all need attention.
What's interesting about that is that, and this is attention and convenience.
Mm-hmm.
I have it written down.
Hell of a drug.
But the thing is that I think where we're having a little bit of an issue. Hi, sweetheart. Hi.
My baby.
I think where we're having a little bit of an issue as far as social media is concerned, is...
I'm always burping on this thing.
Better out than in.
I always say.
Shout out to Shrek. I had to, I've had to blow noses. I've had to cough. I want my listeners to be intimate.
I want them to get the real me.
Get the real me, who's gaseous. Is gaseous a word?
Okay.
All right. So
it is today.
It is on.
If it wasn't before, it is today.
If it wasn't before. It's happening again, guys. I forgot what I was going to say. It's terrible.
We're talking about the cucumbers and the attention and the internet.
I don't think parents or guardians at this age really understand the social media space. I don't think they quite get the realm of it. I don't think
some of them do, and some of them is right there with their kids.
Now, some of them are our age. Okay, some of them are our age, and they do get it. Mm-hmm. Some of them are not our age, and they're 20 or 30 years older, and they get it for certain things, but they don't quite understand what it means. Like on that new bomb-ass show, Euphoria.
I have to start watching that.
You need to do that immediately. It's the best show on television.
Guys, don't watch it if you have a lot of traumatic events going on. That wasn't a word. Traumatic events going on, and you get triggered easily because it's very, very
Triggering.
Okay. And so, but
Yeah.
it's
It's
incredible.
incredible. But Zendaya mentions a part where it's like, stop shaming us about sending nudes. Like, that's how we send love.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for me, in my brain, sending nudes is scary a little because it's like it could end up anywhere. And because it's like, you know, years down the line, you get a boyfriend and all of a sudden he pulls it up and he's like, is this you? And you're like, yeah, that's me. And I just, you know, I sent it over to little Johnny because I thought I was being cute. And now
Johnny shared it with everybody.
Right. And so that now,
Well, everyone's seen my arms.
and now my place is on get out of here.
Come on, please. Come on.
And so, you know, I think a lot of people who are older don't necessarily understand that space of it. And so, of course, again, more conversations, more basic education about how
If you
those
send
things
nudes,
work.
don't include your face.
There it is. And don't have on anything that might be. Don't get a birthmark. Don't, you know.
the tattoo, like,
Yeah,
be careful.
be careful,
Just
baby.
Be careful.
Be clear about your settings.
We're gonna have.
But if you're okay with it, that's on you. Like, everybody has their choice. And
That's really my thing too. The conversation isn't do or don't. The conversation is if you are,
yes.
be clear about the consequences that are coming with that. You know, be aware that these are the things that can happen when you do X, Y, Z. Period. Do I, as your mother, whenever you come, want you to have nudes on the internet? Absolutely not. Just because, especially now with this, that the government and everyone's listening to us and there's so much attention, it's the easiest way that they can get you. So that's a no for me. However, you're a human being that is growing and you're of a certain age. I do think a lot of this is age too. Like maybe.
And I think we, as people, are evolving as well. So pretty soon, nudes ain't gonna be nothing. We gonna know what each other looks like anyway. Like, it's getting to a point where nothing is really that secret and nothing is
Shocking
really
or
that
anything.
shocking anymore.
And people wanna-
We've become really desensitized.
Desensitized. Yep.
And I think people are trying to, you know, preserve some of the
value,
and I can totally understand that. And there's a way to do that, but you also have to tailor that
With
to
the times.
With the times. And that's just where we are right now.
Our kids are gonna be great.
I hope so.
All our kids are gonna grow up because they have parents who were right smack dab at the beginning of that generation, and so we know a little bit of what
was before, the before time, and we are experiencing the future.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us are starting to really work on our mental health. A lot of us are really starting to work on our emotional health, and we're starting to realize cycles and curses and this, that, and the third, and we're starting to break those things and break it down.
Talk about it.
And fucking talk.
Because I know
about
that, like,
it.
my mom's generation comes from a lot of secrecy, and we can't say this, and we can't do that, and
No.
my mom said she got her period, like, in church or something, and she thought she was dying, and nobody said nothing to her. Like, they knew what was going on, but they didn't say not
anything.
a word. She went to the hospital. They're like, "Oh, you have your period," and she was like, "Somebody could have told me that." She had no clue.
It
Let her
just
go to
would-
the hospital.
It would just prevent so much shit from happening. I don't have to be embarrassed because you talked to me about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I don't mean to keep going back to the period, but that's a big thing.
It's a huge
in
thing.
a girl and a woman's life that sticks with her
Forever.
for a long time.
For a long time.
And it's like a big secret. We're not allowed to talk about it.
And which is
Thankfully,
dumb
these
because
days,
every woman
we
has
feel
it.
more
It's-
open to talk about
Yeah.
it because, you know.
I think that's what really scares parents of an older generation. There are no boundaries. We have no limits, no boundaries. And
Guys, I'm going to take a turn for a second. What if it's because in slavery times, they were really trying to protect their kids? Like, they just weren't talking about stuff so kids wouldn't know.
I think it goes beyond that, though. Like, there's other cultures and races and religions that
aren't talking
that
about
don't
stuff?
talk, that don't talk about stuff. It's not
I
limited
think
to
it's,
that.
but
to
I
just
think,
us.
but I think with us,
We have a hard
we have a hard time.
Like, you know, even white people, if they don't want to talk about it with their kids, they'll spend money for them to go to a therapist.
Exactly.
Like,
They'll send them somewhere
Yes.
to not have to
talk
face
to them.
it themselves.
Right. But I feel like we won't even give the kids a chance to be able to discuss it with anybody. It's just kind of like you have those thoughts.
You send them to therapy,
I don't
you
want
send
to
them
talk
to
about
boarding
that.
school, you send them away so you don't
Yeah,
have to.
it's very much like, you're on your own, B. And it's
Yeah.
like, why? You had me. I don't know what's going on here.
Come on, cut that out. I'm high.
I thought it was a valid conversation. There's a lot of this should be called the blooper episode. Are you okay in there, Kevin?
Oh God.
I saw you. Yep, I saw you hopping
Did you drink some
around.
water?
You was doing
Oh, he's
what?
with the baby.
Oh, they're playing hopscotch.
I was
Don't mind my
like,
cursing.
I literally was like, what is I see somebody.
Was that Gusta hair?
And it's like right when TS is talking, gust of hair, gust of wind.
Gusta Arian.
Man.
Wow, what'd you do just now?
TS just mentioned slavery, and I see somebody hopping across a thing, and I was like, this is not the time to laugh. But what the hell is happening?
Cut the slavery part out, Kevon.
Put it for the bloopers. So, okay.
No. No one needs to know how deep this really can go, okay?
No, people do need to
They
know. how
do
deep
need
this
to
goes.
know. How did you miss your laugh at me? Tell me what it's gonna be. And then you see yourself with a nigga like me on the internet. How deep? Say how deep?
Thank you so much.
Oh!
I think we need to cut her nose down.
Oh, get out of here. I had a healthy dose because I'm a healthy girl. All right, we're going to take a break. We are going to take a break. This episode of Nobody Asked Me But is brought to you by So Music Entertainment. If you're looking for a professional recording studio to record your music projects, podcasts, voiceovers, or whatever your audio needs are, for a reasonable price, look no further. Visit somusicent.com. That's SOHMUSICENT.com for more details. You can also follow them at somusicent, which is SOHMUSICENT on Twitter and Instagram for a free consultation. And a special shout out to Mr. Ash, the engineer who mixed and edited our podcast today. And you can follow him at Mr. Ash X, which is MRASHX. They have some of the best engineers here at Soul Recording Studios, so don't wait any longer to make your dream project a reality. Visit somusicent.com or call 929-900-6044 now. And let's get back to our show.
Love that tune.
It's now time for our Black Nostalgia. So this week's Black Nostalgia is from it's from one of my absolute favorite movies ever. I own it. I watch it when it comes on.
Hold on. I think you should say a couple lines and deep cuts. Don't say the lines everybody knows. And then give people 3 seconds to guess, okay? I know you know some off the top of your head.
Okay, I gotta think. Give me a second. This side be over soon. Heaven lasts always. It's a good one.
I feel like that one was obvious.
Was it? No. Also not a good time to do this when I'm in this state, but I guess since we're playing a
You're
game.
a thespian. You've got this.
See, Daddy, even musicians love the Lord. Something like that. I can't love that. I feel like I'm paraphrasing. Now I gotta really think. Well, this one has a name in it. You think I should do it? Or no? Okay. I said, hell no. One of my favorites.
All right, what do you guys think it is? You've got it.
Today's Black Nostalgia goes to one of the best movies ever made and one of the best colors ever, The Color Purple. And
Trying to do a 1, 2, 3. We were all gonna do
no,
like 1, 2, 3.
The Color Purple. Okay, yeah, I guess.
You ruined it. You told Harpo to beat me.
Ooh, you better bash Mrs. Head open and think about heaven later. That's my favorite.
Maybe he'll let you clean the caboose.
Nothing but death can keep me from it. You know, that actress, I saw her in like a Doogie House or something or another. Like, they put her on somebody's hospital show, which, you know, at the time we were working, but it was like same time period. They got that baby literally playing the same part, same idea, but just, you know, in the 80s. Same voice, they got her in the hospital bed. It looks the same, like the same outfit that she got in The Color Purple. Same hairstyle.
They wanted them to recognize her, that's why.
Yo. But it was like the exact, like, I can't. And it was like, this isn't 1920, baby. Who directed you? But, you know, get what you get. You don't get upset. But The Color Purple is a wonderful movie about that. Y'all have seen it, but it's one of my favorites about woman empowerment. My favorite scene. Everyone here has seen The Color Purple, yes?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So
Yeah, that was directed at me because I know y'all two seen it.
yeah. So
Yes. Were you asking the audience?
no, I was asking you two.
Pretty sure I've seen it.
1,000 bajillion times. Pretty sure I've stumbled across it. The Color Purple. So, guys, what are your favorite scenes?
My favorite scene is you told Harpo to beat me. I kill him dead for unless him beats me.
That's a good one. I think I like, sister, you've been on my mind.
Yeah, that whole scene is litty because when they about to fight, he's like, "Oop, time to go." Can't get enough of that. Every time I see Raquan and John, shout out to Raquan and John, one of my friends from
Forever Back.
Forever Back. And every time I see them, one of them always says, "It sure is nice to see you two back together again." I love that movie, but
I've got to be honest, half of these I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just sitting here and pllaying along, but
that last one
serious,
was like
I won't get
towards
fined.
the end
Okay.
when Mr. decides that he wants to stop being such a bitch ass nigga and finally decides to like do the right thing because Celie told him, "You can keep doing this all you want, but everything you're gonna touch is gonna fail," and then it did. My favorite part of the entire movie, for me,
it's when she's about to slit his throat.
Whoa. With the... Nope. Okay, well, that's when they do the double shot between she's sharpening his razor, but then they're also in after showing what's happening with the kids in Africa, how they get marked for tribal things. So not that one, although that's a good one. My favorite Color Purple scene is the dinner table when she leaps out of her chair and she goes from being this kind of very sheltered and very meek woman that's like, you know, just I don't want no trouble. I just am trying to make it through the day. And she turned into this like, I'm gonna curse you out. I'm gonna cut you here right now. And it just makes me feel so good. It does. It just makes me feel good. It's just like, and then it's great because she really curses him out the way he should be cursed out, and then gets in the car and she damn near smiles at him. She damn near is like, "Woo! I have been holding that shit in for a little bit, and now that it's off my chest, you have a good day." And the way she even delivers some lines at the end, where she's like, "Look, I'm old and I'm skinny. And as far as you're concerned, I might even be ugly, but I'm here, okay? And I'm having a hot girl summer, and I need you to do, maybe not that, but, you know, God bless you and you and your nap. And then,
God bless you. You with all your parts.
I got it. Go on about your life, right? It just, that movie is wonderful.
Shouts out to Steven Spielberg.
I mean, you know, because if it was somebody else, Could you imagine if The Color Purple was done by Taleria Perry, that is, Tyler.
Oh, okay.
No? If Tyleria had her hands on it.
Elsie, leave that man alone. Leave that man alone.
I'm just making a joke. He understands jokes. It's like he's put out movies. He knows what jokes are.
Medea's Color Purple.
Can you imagine? Could you imagine? And I would go and watch it. I would pay my money to see Medea's Color Purple.
No, why is that not a thing where other directors do movies that are already done? I would love to see other directors' perspectives. Tyler Perry's The Color Purple? Come on! Come on!
Can we pitch that to him?
Bro, that'd be incredible.
It would
Just
be
different
incredible.
perspectives.
But then let's really think about it.
What if Steven Spielberg did Belly?
Whoa.
And Belly's incredible already, but what if he did his...
Let's just pause right here. Just as for context, most of Tyler Perry movies are The Color Purple. There's a lot of rape. There's a lot of women being...
Yeah.
He's kind of like already doing it.
I know, but
yes, I know what you mean.
His eye on it would be
Would be so interesting.
His version of it is very different than Color Purple. So for him to do...
I would love to see, all the black directors. it finally... Oh, boy. It's essentially...
I get it now. You're right. He
has
has done The Color Purple.
10 times over.
Different variations of The Color Purple. Where are they now?
Their grandchildren, color lavender. Ooh, Violet, the OG edition.
Okay.
Yeah, the color Violet was Family Reunion. That's what that one was.
You love Family Reunion. Which one is Diary of a Mad Black Woman? Because you know I love that one.
It's got to be Color of a Periwinkle.
Oh, yeah. Something dark.
Something cloudy. Some weird things are going on. Could you imagine a Spike Lee Color Purple?
Oh, my gosh.
Now, Spike Lee Color Purple... And also, I just want to say that I'm pissed at Netflix for canceling my show.
Yo, what the fuck is that? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss, but how did y'all get... She's
gotta have it.
She's gotta have it canceled, guys.
Like, what the hell? And
talk about, it was boring. That's what I keep hearing y'all say, but come on.
You know how many things we give a chance? Yeah. Whatever. I'm really upset about it because...
And it was good. It wasn't boring at all.
There was nothing boring about...
I had a blast.
She's gonna have a blast.
It was like there was a little bit of controversy in one of the episodes, and I felt like that was it.
There was a couple little bits of controversy, but it
wasn't even that bad though. And I don't know why people make such a big deal of it.
I don't know. I'm really upset. Yeah, but anyway,
you guys need to kick rocks.
But can you imagine if they had 4 scenes of fucking Suge Avery floating through the air, and they're like just staring at her face while she's had that typical Spike Lee shot, or one for Celie, one for Suge Avery, one for Mister, one for Sophia. That would have been litty. If they would have had kind of like, every now and again he likes a spoken word and a poem voice as well. But it's like if he had it in the style of the 1920 poets at the time,
right?
A Spike Lee version of The Color Purple, I think, is necessary. I think that would be really, really interesting to see. It's not that we need the same movie 1,000 times, but they do it in white culture all the time. Why can't I see it again in a black perspective? And Ava DuVernay's Color Purple, what does that look like?
Wow.
That might be really cool. So, guys, hire us for these ideas because they're golden. All right. And so... we've come to the end of our episode where we discuss lessons and such, and we go over how we can make a better day for everybody every day.
Are these podcasts supposed to be this long?
Yeah, people have podcasts for hours. 4 hours is my limit, but I'm just joking. I'm fucking with you. It's not gonna be 4 hours is my limit. No. They usually go for like hour and a half tops. But today's the lesson of the day. So, I was really hungry the other day, and me and my lovely boyfriend were in Wilbrook Mall trying to get him an outfit. And we stopped in the food court, and we stopped upon a Popeyes because I was in the mood for chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
So,
My grandpa
Louisiana fast. So I'm looking on the menu, and I usually get my like 2 legs and fries and a biscuit or rice and beans, whatever. But I look
Elsie doesn't
upon.
venture out.
Yeah, I don't stray from the script when it comes to the food. Maybe I'll grow up. Anyway, I'm looking at the menu, and I see, lo and behold, before my eyes, a Popeyes chicken sandwich. I lost my shit. I really did. And I look over to the specials, and it says, Popeyes introduces new chicken sandwich. Now, I'm a burger girl. I've always been a burger girl. I like a Five Guys burger. Fuddruckers is my favorite. I can have a nice fried slab of meat with cheese for the end of my days. But I do dibble and dabble into the chicken sandwiches.
She does venture out occasionally.
Occasionally. Sometimes I do grow up, and I like it. And I too also enjoy a fried chicken sandwich. Now,
Not grilled, fried.
I like any chicken sandwich. I'm a chicken sandwich connoisseur.
yeah, she is. I'm a burger connoisseur. Tess is a chicken sandwich connoisseur. But I'm gonna tell you the fuck what. And I said it on my Instagram, and I probably said it on the wrong Instagram, but we're still working that out too. I took a bite of that sandwich. Mm-hmm. And when I closed my eyes, I saw Jesus, and he said, enjoy. Enjoy.
Enjoy, baby.
The bun was nice and sweet and a healthy brown, a nice darker shade of brown. Ooh. Full and buttery. The chicken was perfectly crisp and spiced.
In each bite.
And each and every bite, the mayonnaise was
evenly
distributed. Also, with a little bit of a tang, a slight tang.
Like that Miracle Whip.
But a Miracle Whip. Put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip. You dip. It into the blackened ranch and sauce. Ooh. And the pickle. The pickle brought out the flavors of it all. And I just want to say that I was blessed the other day. I was blessed on Sunday afternoon, this past Sunday afternoon, as I ate into a delicious bite of that chicken sandwich. It really slapped me in the face, and it dawned on me that, you know, all of the problems of the world could be fixed with chicken. People like chicken, you know, maybe not all, you know. Maybe, you know, Popeyes can work on for our next thing, although I don't want to, you know, rush it, but maybe we can work on an Impossible chicken for those that are into the vegan ventures. But I just want to say,
I would love an Impossible chicken.
But I just want to say that Popeyes has been open since June 12th, 1972. That's a total of 47 years. I've been alive for 31 of those years. and I've, with the exception of the occasional Popeyes po' boy, I have never been face-to-face with a Popeyes chicken sandwich. And so today's lesson of the day, a long day, but a good day, is be patient and wait on God.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Be sure to follow us anywhere you can find us. I'm at DeSandies, at Deep Dark Melanin, and at TS Rose. You can find all of the handles spelled correctly in the description box. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Good night.
That's you.
Good night. I always figured I have to say good night.
Thank God this isn't live, huh? Joke about me about how Elsie doesn't feel sex unless someone's ripping her hair out.
Oh my God.
Just go get
Ooh, somebody saw on Facebook the other day. Why
Just
do
start
girls-
rolling.
why
Start
do
rolling
girls-
it.
Like, why do girls need their hair pulled or something like that? And not complain.
It's the nerve ending. Something about the nerve ending. It just is. It's erotic, but I have to. It's, some of it has to be adjusted. You can't just yank a ponytail because there are edges. You can't pull in the front because there's edges. You have to go in the
middle.
deep and then pull that way because it just feels like a tight ponytail, and we can handle that. Something really interesting about it, really.
Oh my God. You know what? That's the episode I want to be on. I want to be on an LC sex episode.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's a big one.
That's a 3-hour episode right there. Oh my
3
God. Are you kidding me?
hours. 3 hours later. Nothing going on. Okay.
Yeah, you got to do a series on that, the sex series. And then it's a different subject for each time. I want to hear, there's going to be a foreplay episode. That's where you can talk about the young man who close fisted you in the behind.
But that wasn't foreplay. That was during. And it just was like, I'm not a horse, man. I'm Elsie the pony, not Elsie the stallion.
Elsie, like, very aggressive.
Tucky
Very
derby.
aggressive.
I thought it was a good idea. The idea is fine. It's the execution.